Good morning, you bad, beautiful bitches. You. It is Wednesday morning. 3 dudes in studio, no chicks.
No chicks.
Technically 4.
No girls
Peter back
allowed.
there on the ones and twos.
Hello.
Yes. If you're a friend of, I don't know, all things stand-up, all things corporate bro-y, you know? We have a guy in the house by the name of Joe. Joe
Fenti.
No, your Instagram.
Oh, Fenti fried chicken.
Joe Fenti fried chicken. Tongue twister there, you know?
Yeah, kinda.
Bitchin' name, though. How'd you come up with that one?
So originally Fenti fried chicken was a meme page. I wanted to be completely anonymous. I texted my buddy. I was like, here's what I'm doing. I'm thinking Kentucky fried chicken. Because KFC's my favorite
I see what
fast
you're doing.
food. Yeah. And he goes, shorten it to Fenti. I'm like, all right. Kept it. And then once I transitioned from like memes to true sketch comedy and stand-up, I just kept the name.
Right.
So Fenti fried chicken.
Fenti fried chicken.
That is why this episode is brought to you by Patagonia vests, okay? Which Fenti over here is basically, I believe, their number 1 supplier. Of
The
vests.
bit that keeps on giving, dude.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. That's the first time you crossed my page was, I just sent it to Hurley before this, was like the corporate slang.
Yeah.
You know, but it was an older one. I think you did an older one than the one I shared with you guys prior that like caught my page.
I have done this bit so many times.
Okay,
so
yeah. And I saw it.
You
I was
know the
like,
corporate one? I'm like, yes, I'm painfully aware.
that narrows it down.
Yeah.
But that's when it caught my page, and I was like, dude, it was just so accurate. It was fucking perfect.
Thank you, sir.
Once you did that bit, is that what started to put you on the map for you being like, oh, this Fenti fried chicken isn't just a meme page. This could be like a me page.
Yeah. So at one point, it was memes and TikTok stuff. Like I was just trying to come up with a meme every day. And I thought, all right, I don't know how to do this joke, but the joke being the intern who clearly had a connection to get the internship. Right. So I wanted to make this character too stupid for his own good. Like the bit was the boss comes up to him and he's like, hey, Brandon, can you get me that Excel report by the end of the day? And the guy goes, yeah, dude, totally. One question though, is Excel the green one? So like he's so stupid, he doesn't even know that that's a dumb question.
Yep.
That one took off. I'm like, I'll just keep this going. Like Brandon, the intern, is hilarious.
Yep.
So I did part 2, part 3, part 4. And then I just started branching into like corporate bits, Boston bits, and general sketch comedy.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
I
where
love
you
that.
popped in on mine was the excuse me there.
Wow.
Jesus.
And my uncle's here today. My grandfather.
In the DMs, or like one of the group chats I have, it was one of the Southie ones, and it was all your shit. It was so relatable too. It was hilarious. I can't remember specifically which one, but your face shows up probably about 5 times in the boys group chat.
We're doing it right. We're doing it right.
And you have a very recognizable face, especially with the flowy hair now.
Yeah.
Great lettuce.
Yeah, thank
Great
you.
lettuce. Great head of hair.
Oh my God.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
The cabbage is in season.
Head and shoulders, baby. Head and shoulders.
Yeah, that is impressive stuff.
Thank you. Been growing it a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not chopping it off.
No, not
Not a
anytime
chance.
soon. I want like Farrah Fawcett hair. That's my goal.
Hello.
Like bring back the 80s, long, big hair. That's what I want.
Huge cans.
Ever thought
That too. That too.
ever thought about a mullet? Because I think you could probably pull off a mullet.
When I do cut my hair, I'm gonna have a mullet for a little bit.
That's a
was
good
part
move.
of
Yep.
part of the
Dude.
bit because I want to do it.
You know what I can see on you that would work nicely is a little bit of a whatever Theo Vaughn gets hair wise. You should get.
that would be such a compliment to,
Yeah.
me, to look like Theo Vaughn.
Yeah.
He's
Yep.
just so naturally hilarious.
Guy's a legend.
is.
Yeah.
Legend. What's your writing process like? Something we had BMO on here a while ago, forever ago now. And when it comes to like content, I have my little notes page, and it's basically like real rough ideas. It's never like scripts or anything like that. When you think of a concept, what's your writing process like?
Yeah, so some of the ones are basic, where it's every busy boss. It's like, all right, what's he gonna say? And I'll just sit in front of my computer and just get in a character and start riffing and write down the stuff that I think works. But
And are you like in your apartment, like when you're Brandon the intern? Are you like, do you put the vest and glasses on?
Oh, I do the whole thing.
Or like, oh, you do? Yeah,
I do the whole
you
thing.
get in physically in the character.
Yeah, like I put
I
I
like
put on
that.
his dumb hoodie, I put his sunglasses on, and I just start doing
Gag
his
ball.
voice, and I just start walking around my apartment just talking like him. Where it's
Before
like,
you even start writing.
yeah, I'm just like,
Yeah.
all right, what
Just
would
getting in the
Brandon
character.
think?
This is what I like to learn
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
Because once you get into that zone, you're like, oh, he would say something like this. like, yo, dude, it would be sick if like you walked into the bathroom and just like the toilet said hi to you. Wouldn't that be cool? You're like, all right, what else would he say?
Yeah. Do you have roommates? And if so,
I do have 2
they
roommates.
not like you because of this? They're trying to have like girls over, and they're like, "Oh God, he's in character."
Yeah.
There have been
Use
times
him,
where
ladies.
Narcolepsy Betsy and I were filming in my kitchen. We were doing like honest hinge conversations, and my roommate and his date walk in, and like we have like outfits and a ring light, and we're
Oh
like
my
messing
God,
with
yeah.
the lights. And they're like, what is this? And my roommate had to be like, he's a comedian.
Everybody just keep eating.
It'd almost be better if your roommate was like, "We film adult films." They're doing the sex.
You got the tripod right in front of the bed. Don't worry about it.
They're actors, let me tell you, and they do great work.
It's a bit.
Yeah.
So my roommates are very used to me doing it. At the start of all my TikTok stuff, I would like come up from my room to like go to the kitchen, whatever, in like a full suit. And like, oh, did you have an interview? I'm like, no, just filming a bit. And now it's the opposite where I'll come out in business casual and they're like, oh, what bit you filming today? I'm like, oh no, I'm going into the office.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm doing work today.
Yeah. When did content transpire into stand up?
Stand-up has always been a goal of mine.
That's been your
It was-
long-term, yeah.
It has always been something I've just been such a nerd about. Like in 3rd grade, literally, I would watch Brian Regan, like some old school comedian.
Yep.
Loved it so much, would memorize them. And when the teacher was gone, I would just run up to the front of the class and start reciting the jokes.
Oh, really?
awesome.
Yeah. This is what age? Like middle school, high school?
That's 3rd grade, so like 9th
Holy
grade
shit.
or 9 years old.
I didn't even know where my penis was in 3rd grade. Never mind doing stand up. Oh my God.
I wasn't coming up with it. I was just taking a bit that I
Right,
thought was
right.
funny and just saying it exactly as he said it.
Right. Yes. That's
So-
still impressive though. Yeah. I mean,
I was a
that's-
nerd. I was a nerd. Still
where you
am, but
start.
was.
Where
Yeah.
was the first show for stand up?
First ever show was at White Bull Tavern.
How did that go down?
It went so well. Like,
Let's go.
Honestly, I packed the house. Like
Hell yeah.
I told everyone and their
ticketed
mothers.
event too.
Ticketed
Let's
event.
go.
Yeah,
Hell
we did
yes.
the whole thing.
Yep.
I literally told everyone and anyone, like, hey, come to my first show. Like,
Yeah.
I'm doing stand up. I'm about to piss my pants. Like,
Right.
please come.
Please, for the love of God.
Yeah.
Sure.
And please laugh even if it's not good.
Yeah. And was this a solo show?
No. So like every show I'm on is a showcase.
Okay,
where
gotcha.
there's like 6-ish comedians all doing like 10 minutes or so.
Yep.
But yeah, I was like one of the people that night, went up like 3rd, had a great time. And then my next show went really well. I'm like, wow, I'm invincible. I'm one of the best
Yeah.
comedians ever. This is sick. Next show, monumental bomb.
Nice.
Like monumental.
Talk to us about that a little bit.
So the first 4 times I did the same exact set. Like I had 5 jokes. I was like, we're gonna run them through. It worked the first 2 times. Why not? Get up there the 3rd time. I hit the first joke. No laughter. I'm like, did they not
Pulls out
hear
That
me?
just fucks with you too, I bet.
Like,
just
did
like,
they
oh,
not?
shit.
Because also it was my 3rd time doing it. I didn't
Yeah.
know that was possible. That you could tell a joke that's a hit,
Right.
and it's just
and
not
then
a
all of
hit.
sudden it's
Right.
not a hit.
So then I had no other jokes, so I just kept going and kept bombing.
Really?
What's your backup like your sidearm joke? Like you're down on one knee, you've been shot. The joke's over, you're like boners? Yeah. Do you have like a ace in your pocket where you're like, hey, if I need to pull my reserve parachute, here's the joke.
Yeah, I have one joke that I really like, which has gone well over every time. And it, granted, like I come up with jokes all the time. They're not all hits.
Yeah,
but this
yeah.
one, I'm like, I love it because it starts off with like a bad joke.
Yeah.
To kind of lull you in, and then it's a hard hitter.
I like that.
Yeah. So recently I bought a whiteboard and I hung it behind my head. So anytime I'm working during the workday, I can write down my jokes. And it goes under this to-do section because I want to do them at shows. So the joke I wrote down that I really like, it goes like this. It's illegal to say bomb in an airport. But what am I supposed to say if I see one? Boom, boom, uh-oh. So I wrote that joke down real quick, and then I went back to work, and all during my Zoom calls, my coworkers were looking at me real weird, and I didn't get why. And then I realized under to-do, I had written down bomb airport.
There you go. He's up to something.
Wow.
So that's the joke.
You come.
That is fucking great.
Yeah.
Did you told that joke at that spot that you
Not that bomb.
and
That
where
out there.
was that?
That was
when
at
it
Bill's
happened?
Bar.
That was at Bill's.
Yeah.
Where is that exactly?
That's like Fenway area, right next to
Okay.
Lansdowne.
All right, tough crowd.
For
Tough
those that are looking to get into stand up and they're like, okay, I want to do stand up, but I can't get over the stage fright. What's the advice there? Like, how do you like build out to be like, fuck it, I'm gonna go on stage.
I think a lot of it is just fear of bombing. And my advice, go to an open mic. You'll see 60% of the comedians bomb.
Really?
Because we're all trying new stuff.
Yeah,
The ones
right,
that
right.
like we're working on new stuff and it's not ready. Like it's
Right,
not good
right.
yet. The concept is there, but the jokes aren't.
Right.
Well, we did that Laugh Boston
Yeah,
that one
yeah,
night.
yeah,
We
that's
went
right.
and there was like probably 10 comedians that went up. There was a couple
Yeah.
really good ones. And like you said, though, there was
Yeah.
a couple that were you're just kind of sitting there.
Yeah.
And Laugh is like a real show. That's where you get real comedians
Yeah.
doing their best stuff.
Yeah.
Some might be experimenting a little bit, but you're
Yeah.
getting like their best and brightest.
Yeah.
So if you go to like, I don't know, wherever an open mic is, like Democracy Brewing on a Thursday, you will get people being like, all right, I'm going to do 5 brand new minutes. Let's see what sticks. And you could sit there for 5 minutes in silence because I've done it. I started off with that whiteboard joke. I'm like, all right, we're doing well. Got no laughs. Let's see how this goes. And I just said all the other jokes I'd written down that day. And it's a bunch of one-liners.
Right.
Dead silence. 4
Wow.
minutes. And I'm like, all right, those were all losers. Good to know.
Was that the Snapchat story or the Instagram story I saw of you being like, I just had the
No.
worst set of my life. Like,
No.
fuck me.
So I know open mics are going to go terribly.
Yeah.
Like there's no way around it. That's part of the game.
Right.
But real shows where you're like actually in front of an audience who got a ticket and are there to see you, that's when you can actually bomb and
Yeah,
you feel
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Because you know it's not an exercise. You're like,
Yeah.
all right, people are here to see me. Let's do
Right.
it.
You ever get frustrated with it, like knowing, be like, no, that's funny. Like, why aren't you laughing? That's
Yes.
fucking funny. Like, like you know what I'm saying? Because that's how I think I would feel. Like if I'm telling it to you or I'm telling it to all my boys and everyone's always giving me a laugh,
Yeah.
and it's making myself laugh, and then you just throw it in front of a different crowd and it bombs. It's like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
This shit's funny.
Yeah.
Laugh.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's so infuriating because like we work hard on our jokes.
Right.
I tell a story for 10 minutes. And if you're not in by minute 2, you're just not going to laugh at anything.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's tough.
Right.
all right, well, here we go.
Right.
You almost got to be like somewhat sympathetic to like the viewer's day. Like someone's mother could have just died, but they got tickets to your show.
I would hope
and they
not.
sit in the front row.
Well, if their mother died, then maybe they wouldn't even be going to the show.
I'm just saying, you know, could have had a rough day.
family.
Could have had a flat tire. Dog is sick.
Yeah, yeah.
They're behind in their mortgage.
Could have had everything
You know?
go wrong. And then they're like, this was just the cherry on top.
Yeah, like, and the comedian sucked ass. Oh my god. That's it. Oh, what would you say your comedy style is? Like, is it like a dry humor like The Office? Is it like I always go to like the Theo Vaughns of the world, or like the Matt Rifes who are like it's all crowd interaction? What's your style?
I do no crowd work.
Really?
Crowd work is a terrifying. I don't want to get there.
Because it's more improv, yeah. Like
It's all improv.
Right,
You just
right.
have to have a conversation to make it funny.
Right.
And like, God forbid you get in a situation where you're like, so what do you do for work? And they're like, I'm a nurse. You're like, oh, fuck you. Like
nurses.
You save lives sick. Like, what am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah.
Thanks for contributing to society.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
good person.
Yeah,
Like,
that is tough.
I was like, please say real
Right.
estate agent. That's what
Yeah.
I.
You need
That's
like a
what I
funny
want.
job for the love of God.
Yeah.
So I do no crowd work. I would say I'm deadpan with like some inflection
Okay.
because it's a lot of observational humor, a lot of storytelling. And what's great about deadpan humor is if you tell a joke and it doesn't land, it just sounds like you're talking. So love that.
Because there's no
Right.
build up to a punchline. It's
yeah, you
like
just
a
kind
more
of
of a
say
dry.
it and it hangs there.
Because I would think as a
like that.
comedian, like if I were to go up there and a joke doesn't hit, I feel like that's when I would start doing the crowd reaction, like getting
Yes,
involved in the crowd. Be
yes.
like, all right, fuck. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Somehow get them involved.
Right, 100%.
And just pick one out. That way they have to interact with you to
Yeah.
kind of build yourself back up. And then maybe catching back on. But then again, because you know with like hecklers and stuff, or even like if someone throws you off, it's a script, dude. You're
Totally.
trying to remember your
Totally.
shit.
Yeah.
You get thrown off and now you're trying to remember where you were and it
Yeah.
might throw you off and shit. But
I don't know what's scarier, having a full script planned out or doing like a Matt Rife where I assume it's still somewhat scripted up until the crowd work.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And then just relying on crowd
But
work.
that
like
must
to
be
your-
experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The
but
more
he's
you
right.
do it.
Like if you get like if you ask what's your profession and they're like, oh, I'm an astronaut. or a nurse.
What do I do with that?
Thank you for your service.
You get one you can't make fun of. You're like, I don't know what to do here.
It's really hoping
like-
you say you worked at a sperm bank. So I got plenty of jokes on that. I could go in on that, but you know.
Such a rare job. Sperm bank employees here? No one, really.
Wow.
Out of 30, no one.
Wow. Do you recognize a lot of these husbands in the room today?
Yeah, you just continue the joke even though the guy's not there.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're like, you got fired? Were you drinking on the job?
Yeah. Back to the semen in the armpits, am I right? Full
It's all
circle.
all about tiebacks.
Yeah, I love a good tie back. Wow. That's incredible. Yeah, we were saying this off air, but I have so much respect for you and everyone that can bomb and then continuously get back on stage.
Fucking nerve-wracking.
Yeah, horrifying. Watching the tape back from our live show.
Oh, it's excruciating to watch you do it.
Do you
You're
study
like,
your stuff at all?
yeah, and you're just like, why did I say that? Why did I pause there?
Yep.
Oh, that felt like 10 minutes, but it was actually 2.
Right. Why do I have an erection?
Right. It's weird. These are questions that need to be answered.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. That is. My mother listens to the show.
Right.
And this is where she tunes out.
That's Kevin's
yeah.
go-to. Is just the masturbation
100%.
jokes. What's your go-to when you're on what knee? Boners.
Hey, everyone. All right. Let's say name, job title, and favorite sexual position.
That's exactly right. That's so spot on. Oh, dude, I know we talked about this at other events prior. We have to brainstorm because I live for the day to be put in a position where I wake up in the morning and I sit in a boardroom, right, with all these other creatives, and we just riff
ideas.
back and forth, endless ideas. Because you get it. Like when you're by yourself on, especially like through COVID on like a daily basis, as a creator, you're like, oh god, I'm kind of dragging ass.
Yeah.
creatively.
Yeah.
But then you go to the office or you got a couple buddies.
Yeah.
And then you're like rejuiced. The energy's way back up.
Idea
like,
guys. We thrive off enthusiasm.
Yeah.
That's my dream. I got to figure out a way to pay everyone to basically sit in a room, shit ton of coffee, and we just
let them go.
fucking story. Yeah. Oh, we just riff and riff and riff.
Dude, it's one of the best times ever. I used to write satire in college, and our meetings would literally just be the editor-in-chief just write, like for our Halloween fall edition, he just wrote pumpkins on the board. And he was like, all right, what do we got? And people just started yelling over each other, trying to get a joke in. Like someone just yelled Blumpkins. And we're like, all right, what? Blumpkin spice latte. And we just kept yelling.
I didn't even think of that too. That was huge in like middle school. The word Blumpkin.
Yeah.
I don't know about
Yeah.
the actual act, but
Right.
yeah, the word.
Never
that was a
received
big
one of
word
those.
back in
That's
middle school.
commitment.
Blumpkin.
If you're in a relationship that's giving Blumpkins,
That's love.
that is,
I'm
I
pretty
believe,
sure.
true
I
love.
can't believe.
Most Disney movies end that way, I've heard.
Yeah.
They get the princess, and if they love each other, you get a Blumpkin.
That's what all the 7 dwarves have been up to.
You
That's what they do. They just hang out and wait.
There's the clip right there with that punchline. That's what's all 7 doors have been up to.
pretty much all it's about.
That totally checks out. That's why they say I turn into a pumpkin at night.
Right.
Oh my God. Wow. It all makes sense.
It comes back to Blumpkins, and we're all like, well, right. Well, right.
Look at you
Blumpkins.
just
Get
did
us
the-
in the Disney Plus room.
Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. This riff just happened because you said pumpkins
Pumpkins and then Blumpkins.
and then pumpkin. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Blumpkins.
That's
funny.
I am just praying one day that I get an eager-eyed, like, rising comedian to be like, hey, I want to do exactly what you're doing. Can we do it together?
Yeah.
Like, yes.
wait,
like,
do stand up together?
not do stand up, but like do the sketch comedy side
Oh,
of things.
okay, yeah.
Because like you look at some great duos on Instagram and TikTok, like Billy and Chet and like the Friday Beers guys.
Yeah.
They're so electric and they're so funny because they have 4 or 5 dudes all just riffing and coming up with bits all the time.
100%.
And they're always available to be like, oh yeah, like I will film that, or oh,
Yeah.
I will do that with you. So I would just love to be a part of that like
Yeah.
collective, and then
Yep.
that just gets the ideas going.
Exactly.
100%. We could start that here. There's nothing like that in Boston.
We were talking
I've
about
seen.
that off
Yeah.
air before.
Yeah.
We were like, dude, if we just get a place to meet once a week,
Yeah.
couple hours, that's literally all you need. Because then you get there, the content will come out from that, and then the ideas will be
100%.
flowing.
100%. Yeah. What's your next show look like? Where is it, and what's lined up for it?
Next week, I'm at Working Man Distillery on the 18th.
You don't. What's your cadence? You don't stop, huh? It's like every weekend.
You just got to keep going. Like once you stop,
love that. That's a
once you
grind.
stop doing
Yeah.
it, people forget who you are. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe he doesn't do stand up anymore.
And then you'll get a little ring rust. You know what I mean? Coming back, you'll just be a little like, right?
What'd you say?
Ring rust.
What
it's
is
like
that?
it's like a wrestling term. It's
Like
if you're
ring
outside
worm?
the ring too long
Are you
and you
saying
come
ring
back,
rest or
ring
rust?
rust. If
Oh.
you're
Rust.
outside the ring for
It's
too
like
long
pan
and you
Pam.
right,
Okay.
right, with the whole pan dilemma.
Oh,
like
so it's
Coleman
Ring
on the
rust.
beat.
If you're
MN.
off the stage for too long, you will get
Ring
rusty.
rust.
Ring rust.
Oh, I thought like
Ring rust.
Your ring.
Wrestling's
No, I don't
cool.
know.
Wrestling is cool. Ring rust. The
Ring
wrestling
rust.
fans know what I'm talking about.
Huh?
Ring rust.
We're learning.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't keep up with it, right, then you
Right.
come back. Maybe you're a little iffy on stage. Who knows?
Yeah.
You want to
Yeah.
keep that flow going.
If you don't
Ring rust.
use it, you lose it.
And
There it is.
Stamp's one of those things. Is someone like Zach Valencia is the one who hosts that show at Working Man. He reached out to me like 2 months ago saying, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And you're like, "Yes, absolutely."
Yep.
You always say yes. You always try to make it work because then you might get the invite later, or
Right.
something might come out of it, or you meet a comedian there who has a show. So, or you meet someone who's in the audience. It's like, "Hey, this is great. I have a theater. Would you ever want to do a show here?"
Right.
Putting
right.
yourself in a position to
Networking.
You kinda.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
I hate the word networking, but that is what it is.
That's
you
what
have
it
to
is,
meet
man.
people.
Yeah.
You can't be a comedian solo.
Yeah. Right. Right. That cadence is crazy though. It seems like every weekend you're going up on stage.
Have to.
That's
Gotta do it.
incredible.
There's sometimes where it's like 4 times a week.
Are
where it's
you
like
ever
Monday,
like this
Wednesday,
is
Friday, Saturday.
exhausting, or do you love it so much? You love the whole process of the highs and lows of it.
The experience of getting on stage and just having a whole set full of laughs and it's
Yeah.
working, there is no feeling like it.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
feel like work. It just feels like you're having a great old
Yeah.
time. So
Love that.
priceless.
Yeah.
Priceless. Doesn't feel like work. But when you're waiting 2 hours to get 4 minutes at an open mic, that feels like work.
Yeah.
Because you're like, let me play. I want to go.
Yeah.
My
Yep.
turn.
Yeah. Are you backstage in a situation like that, like just reciting your lines over and over and over and trying not to forget them? Or by the time you get to stage, it's already so ingrained in your brain, you don't even have to worry about.
So it depends on what. Most times you go to a show and the time you get, you find out right then. They're like, you have 7 minutes, you have 5, you have
Oh,
10.
wow.
So
And then you're cutting off the fat if you had like what was an 8-minute set and you only had
Yeah.
4 minutes.
So if my sweet spot is getting 8 minutes, because then I can tell my whole story all the way through, can do a joke at the top, do a joke at the end, and I tie it all together.
Yeah.
But there was one time where they're like, all right, you're getting 7. I'm like, I don't.
And if
And
you
then-
go over, do they just pull you off?
So they don't pull you off, but they get mad. So when there's a minute to go, they'll like give you a light
Yep.
to just say like, hey, wrap it up. And there was one time I got the light and I had 2 minutes left. Like
Dang.
I knew I had to wrap it up. Like, all right, what joke do I cut?
Right.
And
Boners. Okay. That's my time. Thank you guys.
I wish, but I tell a story. I
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
wrap it up. I
Right.
can't just be like, all right, and then
Boners.
Yeah. What do you do in a situation like that?
you just you fake it. You try to you make it seem like it was intentional. Like I just cut out the 30 like seconds in between
Yeah.
the like wrap up jokes. I was like, all right, if I'm ever in this situation, blah.
Yeah. Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Like I already tell a very ridiculous story. Like and this is 100% true. I accidentally competed in a drag queen show when I was 10.
Hello.
Interesting.
Yeah. I know. So I tell that story.
Who signed you up for that? Dad?
I will tell you how this happened because that's how the whole set goes.
He's gonna learn today. Okay.
Well, like in corporate America, I hate it more than anything having to do the fun facts and icebreakers because they're just boring.
Yeah.
And I had that go-to fun fact for so long.
You were
and,
in a drag show.
Yeah, and like, look at me. I don't look like I do that. No, you know,
Not
look
even in the slightest bit. No, I'm kidding.
like I look like if Sweet Life of Zach and Cody grew up and then
Right.
got into
There you
crypto and
go.
Joe Rogan. Like
That's actually that's perfect.
Spot on.
that's what I look like. So when I tell that story, I'm like, all right, I used to have this fun fact, but now it doesn't really play like it does because everyone's so kind. They're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, no way. Did you slay? You're so woke.
Right.
Are we using those right? Like,
Jesus.
So true.
Yeah, it really is. It's like, fuck.
and I'm like, look
wow.
at me, dude. I look like I was born with a lacrosse stick in one hand, and a golf club up my ass. Like, you can make assumptions about me.
Yeah. But it's so true. Corporate America, you like if this was like 1920s corporate America and you had that same fun fact.
I'd get fired.
Yeah,
but-
wait. So how in the fuck did you get involved in that?
Right. So
What a well-placed right.
Right.
Oh, back to the drag thing. You wanted to know more about
right.
that?
We went to
Absolutely.
brunch one day.
Totally.
Next thing you know, I was on stage.
Don't act like you don't have a powdered wig at home, okay?
So-
I'm the freak.
yeah.
Anyways.
I used to. So my family would vacation in Cape Cod every summer, and in P-Town, it's
Oh,
very
geez. Yeah.
all right, you know where I'm going. right?
Yeah.
word. So for the people who don't know,
I've never been to P-Town. Please enlighten me.
Wonderful. So P-Town, statistically speaking, is the gayest town in America.
Really?
Like per the U.S. Census, as the most homosexual couples. But on top of that, they they have different weeks for each gay community in the summer. So like there's Otter Week, there's Bear Week, there's Twink
wow.
Week. Like one of the most inclusive places in all the world. And I remember one time my dad and I were watching this drag queen street performer singing her heart out in front of town hall. I was 8 years old. She was making so much money, just having the time of her life. And I was like, Dad, I want to do that. It's like, what? I'm like, I want to be a street performer. He goes, oh, thank God.
I was thinking of what my dad would say. That's why I was nervous.
Colin and I slowly looked at each other.
So I just started playing my sax. I took lessons for 2 years and I started playing my saxophone on the street.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like-
this is, and you're what, 10 now?
I was 10.
Playing
Yeah.
the saxophone on the street.
Yeah.
In a tunnel at night while it's raining.
No,
In
not a ton,
P-Town.
just on the street.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
they have like one giant strip called Commercial Street, which is like, I don't know, 2 miles long. There's a bunch of stores and everything.
And your dad
truly-
let you just play the sax?
Oh yeah, he was so on board with it because he was like, my dad really just wanted me to try everything for
Yeah,
myself. He's
right.
like, what's the worst that could happen? I'm supervising him.
Right. Oh, he was there with you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought he
would-
dropped you off. It's like,
No.
stay away from
P-Town.
vans. No one has candy or a dog in there. Right? It's not worth it. Let me tell you.
No, my dad was just like a proud dad on like the
okay.
other side
That
of the
makes
street, just
so much
watching.
sense.
And like,
Yeah.
I can't believe my 10-year-old wants to do this.
You're like a young Justin Bieber and his mom. You know?
Kinda.
Bieber playing the guitar.
Yeah, except I was really bad at the saxophone.
They're like, I live right above here, pal. Jesus, how much longer is this going to go on?
Oh,
for?
one dude, I did it for 3 summers, and one of the store owners came out to me my 3rd year, and he was like, hey, man, what are you doing with all the money? And I was like, oh, I don't know, and just like saving. He goes, you should probably buy lessons. Like, I was bad.
Dickhead.
You just spit on the reed again.
Right.
That was rude. That was unbelievably rude, sir.
Yeah, so I was not good, but I think that parlayed into my cute factor because like a 10-year-old squawking out a saxophone.
Oh my God, yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let the kid play. So,
Right.
anyways, after one of my sets, these 2 men approach me and my dad. They say, hey, your kid's pretty good. There's a talent show tonight. Talent show.
Right.
The grand prize is $500.
Talent.
Would he be interested? And me and my dad are like, what a completely normal proposition. We're in.
Right.
So they're showing us around the Crown and Anchor bar, which is like the bar of P-Town. And still, me and my dad are like, what a completely normal place for a children's talent show.
Right.
Like, he and
Everyone's
I are...
wearing a chastity belt, but it seems like a good part of town.
The thing is, I'm 10. I'm supposed to be stupid. My dad might have been 50 in this story and equally as oblivious.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Like the nipple tassels were fine.
Right. They're like, this is fun. We're getting free drinks.
Well, it was like I would street perform at like 1 p.m., 2 p.m. So
Oh,
it's like
okay.
sunny and light out.
right,
you know?
okay.
So like they showed us an empty bar.
Right.
And still, whatever. And they're explaining that because I'm underage, I'm 10, that I'd have to wait until 11 p.m. to get let in. And still, me and my dad are like,
That actually makes no sense.
Right.
If you were to ask me.
At 10 years old, I had a...
10 years old, buddy, you better wait till 1 a.m. or
Oh,
after.
yeah.
Nothing good happens after midnight,
10
am I right?
a.m. for me was, you had American Idol at 8.
Right.
Bed at 9. You know?
The Disney Channel movie came on at 8.
Right. Exactly.
well, like it was the summer. You didn't have to wake up for school. So
Oh, there
we
you
went.
go. Okay.
And we got there and we're waiting. I forgot the best part of the story. Still amazing that me and my dad didn't pick this up then. But the men introduced themselves and their names were John and Fluffy.
Was Fluffy on a leash?
Yeah.
No, Fluffy just dressed
John had that collar saying daddy.
dressed in like a normal t-shirt and shorts, like
Fine, gentlemen.
nothing out of the ordinary with Fluffy. And still like P-Town, that's so normal for P-Town. We're like, oh yeah, Fluffy is a name. That makes sense. Sure, why not?
Was it tough to hear Fluffy with a gag ball in his mouth, or was it pretty... I was hoping I could get that out before I cracked.
Yeah.
Your
name's Fluffy.
Your dad's like, it's a little muffled, Fluffy, but I think I got what you're saying.
What's your name, sir? Fluffy.
Come back at 11.
Yeah. Come back at 11.
So
Back to you, Joe.
Thank you. So we come back at 11, and Fluffy comes barreling out of the door, full makeup, dress, stiletto. She looks like Olive Oil from Popeye, like that old cartoon.
Oh my God.
And she says, "You run, sweetie." And at that point, me and my dad are like, "I think this is a drag queen show." But Mama didn't raise a quitter, so I got on stage. Like I'm not gonna not perform at that point. I'm already there.
Right.
So, and how did that go?
So I got on stage, and John, the other man, his outfit that night was makeup and a sheer apron.
Nothing else.
That means I can see his dick and balls.
I was waiting, bro. I was just like ass cheeks.
Yeah,
out.
I was trying to spell sheer. I was like, K, 7K, yes.
John comes out, ass cheeks out. 11 o'clock, right on time.
And now it's appropriate for the 10-year-old to come in? Should we let him in? Please.
I'm not even in my apron yet.
He's already.
Yeah.
Tell him to have a Shirley Temple and shut up.
Virgin strawberry daiquiri, please.
Barkeep, get the boy a Coca-Cola. I think that's what he likes.
Oh my God.
Hey, these backpack jokes, look at us. Jesus, back to you.
Yeah, please.
That's comedy, baby. But so I played Taking It to the Ball game in front of 500 people, and I was like, this is so electric. To put into context, the lineup, like they line us all up. It is drag Susan Boyle, drag Janis Joplin, 10-year-old me.
What was your stage name?
Just Joe. Like,
I see you backstage with the others, just like, hey guys, so what are you doing up here?
well, like really, my outfit that night was like a Red Sox hat, a tuxedo shirt, cargo shorts, ankle socks, and Adidas slides. Like, I couldn't have looked more out of place.
Tuxedo t-shirt.
Literally.
Wow. Formal, but I like to party too. Hello.
And like the thing is, I sucked. Like I wasn't good at the saxophone, so I lost.
Really?
I came in. Susan Boyle, incredible singer.
Yeah. Oh, so they were singing with all the acts before
Mostly
you singers?
singers. Yeah, mostly.
What were the
singers.
other ones doing?
Crushing fruit with her legs.
Just twerking on your on your steak.
There was one. She wasn't a queen. She was
Princess.
no. She just
Queen of the
had
castle.
she had her tits out, and she was doing like a hula hoop routine.
With her boobs?
Bare boobs?
Not
naked boobs?
Naked boobs out with like piercings out.
Whoa.
And like doing
naked boobs.
Yeah.
older sister hot.
Dude, not to cut you off, that was my first inappropriate Google search.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't know like the word
Boobs?
porn was a
Right.
thing. So it was like boobs without clothes, enter. Bigger boobs, less clothes, enter.
Yeah.
Boobs bouncing, enter.
Big naked boobs.
Wow.
That was it. Change
The
your life
claw.
forever.
Wow.
It's the claw. Pick me.
Kevin didn't leave the computer room for 3
Right.
days.
Yeah.
Because we're doing a lot of homework lately.
I remember my dad found my search history and all he could do was laugh because he's like, look at this.
Really?
Because you were so innocent searches.
Dude, I came home to my mom sitting at the table.
Oh, I thought this was going to go a whole different route.
Yeah, no, she was
Me
sitting
too.
at the table. She was sitting at the table like, we need to talk.
With
Oh
it
my
printed
God.
out.
Yeah. But good for me. I had an
Ask
older.
Jeeves is up to some crazy
I had an
searches.
older brother, so
Yeah.
I was just everything was on him. What is all
Oh,
that?
man.
Like it was like the scene out of Ted. Like she just opens up the. Oh my God, there's so much porn. And I'm like, well, that's shame. That
wasn't
doesn't
even
even
me.
sound. I don't even know what that is.
No.
Big naked boobs. Anyways,
What, dude?
back to you.
What does that
What?
even mean?
That wasn't even me.
Yeah.
What?
See, I was the only boy. I had a twin sister, older sister.
Oh, you were smart.
Right.
Yeah, I'm screwed.
It's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. It'll be like, it'll be like hair care routine. Big
Oh,
boobs.
yeah.
How to tell if boy likes me.
Right.
How to download LimeWire.
Yeah.
Hair extensions, huge boobs, no clothes.
Put it on your dad. Next thing you know, all hell breaks loose.
Dad's a little perv, isn't he? Little perv boy.
So she was tits out doing her
hoop
thing,
routine,
and you were
whatever.
going next, right? Because you
No, I
said
was
you
dead
went last.
I don't know what the order was because truly they let me in to like go.
Right. How nervous were you watching that backstage?
Oh,
Just
I
like
didn't-
once her tits came out.
I didn't get to watch anything.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
truly, I had to wait outside and get let in.
Oh,
by
so you were
Fluffy.
flying blind.
Yeah,
Because they don't let the 10-year-olds till 11.
of course. You know, per U.S. law. Yeah.
Get out of town. Right.
So I had no idea what was going on. We were just putting pieces together as we were talking about the story later. My dad and I are like, okay, let's talk about this. A lot happened.
Was that a quiet drive home for the two of you?
Oh, it was one of the most rambunctious car rides we've
Oh,
ever had.
wow.
Because we were like, I can't believe that happened.
Right. What in the fuck?
My dad brought like Susan Boyle's home. She's doing the hula hoop in the back seat.
Well, Susan Boyle was just a singer. And
okay.
most were just singers. There was the girl with her boobs out with the hula hoop, whatever. And then like more singers. I
And
don't
did a
know.
singer
Not important.
win, or did the
Susan
boobs with
Boyle won.
Okay.
Susan Boyle won.
Okay.
Damn it, Susan.
Yeah.
Right.
And like the thing was, because P-Town has a different clientele every week, no one knew that she was just cleaning house every talent show. Oh. It was a weekly thing. So
Cheating.
yeah, so she got in the finals. I got eliminated. And then Janis Joplin went up there to see if she was going to win. And the host was like, well, Susan, you win every week. How about you split it 60-40?
Damn.
Couldn't give the 10-year-old $5
I'm like picturing two at the end of the show. We got all of them up there, tits out and everything, and then just you. It's like, and make some noise, man. Just
Literally. That's
Wow.
That's that story.
And that's what sparked you into comedy.
right. That's what got me into just like, I mean, anytime I see something that I want to do,
Yeah.
I obsess over it and I can't get over it until I like try it myself.
not a bad quality.
No.
And
no.
comedy's just been the one that's like stuck around this
Yeah.
whole time where like I was doing the bits in third grade, I was writing satire in college, and now I have TikTok, Instagram, plus stand up. So who knows what's next?
That's
But
interesting.
I think comedy's going to be the one that sticks around because like
Yeah.
you
Yep.
name a phase in middle school or high school, I probably had it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What, on a deeper level, what motivates you to do stand up?
That is an interesting question.
Right?
I think just like the thrill of it, like it's in a weird way, it's an intellectual pursuit to be like, all right, I'm going to sit down and tell a story that has like calculated punchlines
Right.
that is going to get people into my story, care for how much time, and then laugh.
Right.
Make
right.
it relatable, make it work, whatever. And like to see the fruit of my labors of like sitting down and actually crafting that story into a stand-up set and getting people to laugh at it and inviting them into this crazy world of a 10-year-old performing
Right.
in front of a drag show.
Right.
Like
That is so wild.
it's and 100% true. Like I don't
Yeah.
make up any details. But like it's just so much fun to bring that on stage and get people to laugh at like
Right.
the dumb stuff
Bring a
I
little
came
bit
up
of
with.
a little bit of joy to people's lives,
Yeah.
people's days.
I like that.
It's just fun in of itself. Like
Yeah.
you get to watch all the shows
Yeah,
as
right.
a comedian. Granted, you hear the same sets moreover. So
Right.
like some of the comedians I've been on multiple times, I could probably do their sets at this point.
You know what's
Yeah,
coming.
yeah, yeah.
Because like you know their punchlines, like they're good jokes, so they stick with you. But you're
Yeah.
like, all right, here's this joke. Come on.
Yeah. Do you ever knock down a couple shots, loosen up a little bit?
I go
before
dead
set?
sober.
Do you really?
Dead sober. Because
Probably
I
a
don't
better
want
play.
I don't
Yeah.
want to miss a beat. I
Yeah,
don't
probably
want
a
to
smarter move.
Yeah, I don't want to miss a joke.
Yeah.
God forbid they don't laugh. You all suck anyway.
Okay, let me explain. I don't
Yeah.
think you got it.
Yeah, screw you, buddy. In the
A
front
sheer
row.
apron means
Did you see our faces drop when you said that? I was trying to figure out what sheer meant. I was like, is that a some sort
Sheer.
of silk fabric? Egyptian silk, I believe that is.
I believe.
It's rare. I know that. Is that
I believe
right?
it's an old wooden ship used in the Civil War era. I
it
believe.
leaves nothing to the imagination. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. This is a wild, wild
Whoa,
scene.
there's your ass.
Just out and about. That
Yeah.
is- All right, I want to make sure we plug you up here. Where can everybody find you online?
Fenti Fried Chicken on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube Shorts, if that's what you're into.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that's kind of it.
Hell yeah.
I don't do Facebook because like it's all
We're cool.
bots now. It's all bots.
I will say Facebook Reels making a heavy comeback.
Dude, I've
Really?
been living on the YouTube Shorts.
Dude.
living on the YouTube
Really?
Shorts.
I've had this conversation probably 8 times this week. You figure you got YouTube Shorts, you got Instagram Reels, you got TikTok, you now have Facebook Reels. And outside of Facebook and Instagram being the same company, they're all competing for your attention.
Yeah.
You know?
And actually, when you look at the analytics, I
Here we
believe,
go.
A lot of the plays, surprisingly enough, to me at least, will say that they came from Facebook.
Yeah,
Or whatever. And I'm like,
100%.
shit, I
That's
would imagine
Yeah,
like
they're revamping like crazy.
pretty much like more than half on some of the videos will say came
and
from Facebook.
the interesting thing is, since Facebook Reels is like the newest thing, it's almost like downloading TikTok back in like 2019.
Oh, you're
Where
getting
you
all
could-
the old ones.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
you
yeah.
could you could post a video and it's got almost instantaneous virality.
Oh,
Oh,
you're
'cause it's
the
so
first
new.
one
It's so
there.
new.
So
Yep,
new.
yep.
They're like, oh, if we give him a little hit of virality, he'll keep uploading on Instagram or Facebook Reels.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Every time I go on a TikTok lull where stuff isn't performing and I get that one that goes off again, I'm like,
You're back.
I'm like, oh,
You're
yeah,
like,
here we go.
Yeah, that's
More.
Yeah, and all platforms are the same. Instagram Reels, same. It'll ebb and flow.
Yeah.
You know, YouTube Shorts. That's the newest one for me, at least. Where we're putting a lot of the short clips of the episode on there.
I cannot figure out YouTube.
You know what?
I can't figure it out.
I'll give you a super hack I heard on another podcast, and then I've tried it for the last 6 months. And it's the way you title your YouTube Shorts videos, title them, because YouTube's the largest search engine for, like, if people are like, how to change my oil.
They just
Right.
If you change your title of the video from, instead of the description like you would on TikTok,
Yeah.
do it into some sort of how to, or because people will search like
How to blank.
how to blank, you know, or ways
Inappropriate.
ways to
How to tell killer boner joke for 50 minutes on a podcast.
and watch. And the crazy thing there that I'm learning is if you title it as a search, you know, as if it's a how to blah blah blah, ways to blah blah blah, you then forever are going viral even years from now.
because
Yeah.
people are still going to look
People
up.
are still searching, you know. And for you, maybe that looks like
I don't even know how I would do that with like my sketches. Like Honest College Slogans Part 11. I don't even know how to.
It's a tough. You'd almost have to do like you
just got into Villanova, Notre Dame, like Rutgers and
Yeah.
Syracuse.
yeah, or it has to be titled either in a search or the extremes, like for you to be like greatest colleges on earth,
Ooh.
greatest college slogans on earth ever, and ever is in all caps. You know, for your corporate
Be
stuff,
grabby.
like top tech companies in the world.
If I want every 11-year-old boy, just big boobs.
Boobs.
Big
Naked boobs.
Get out of here, Joe! I'm trying to find big boobs. Jesus Christ. Stop titling yourself to coin me in,
Big naked boobs.
bastard. Oh,
I got 100,000 plays from just Kevin Cooney.
that is so crazy.
That doesn't sound like me at all.
He said stick around to the end. Two big reveals. I didn't see anything.
Wow,
I'll
hello.
watch again though.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can find
Twist
it.
my arm.
Yeah,
I'm in.
jeez. Joe, thank you so much for coming on the pod.
Thanks for having me,
You're
guys.
the best in the biz. Look out for Joe Fenti. Give the Instagram one more time.
Fenti fried
I don't
chicken.
know why I can't say
Boom.
that. Fenti fried chicken. Hugs and kisses. Love ya.